cigar etiquette. You don't have to do everything right. It's okay to have questions, but there's some basic stuff you need to know to not look like a complete asshole.
This guy.
The first thing about cigars is don't rush your friends when they're smoking, and don't rush yourself.
If you don't have an hour and a half or 2 hours to smoke a cigar, then don't smoke a cigar.
Cigars are all about relaxing, so don't be in a rush.
Another common etiquette mistake is they cut too much of the cigar off. Don't do it, okay? Cigars are rolled tobacco leaves, and if you cut below the caps, then those caps cannot hold that wrapper on, and then the whole cigar can potentially unravel. If you don't know how much to cut off, watch our other video on how to cut a cigar. Next thing.
The etiquette between cigars and cigarettes are different. We don't smoke cigarettes, but having been at enough nightclubs and having had enough friends, I realized it's quite common to light other people's cigarettes. One, it takes only a second to light. Two, a lot of people, maybe they don't have a lighter, and if you give someone else your lighter, there's a high likelihood you're not going to get it back. Light other people's, that's how they know that they get their lighter back. That's just me guessing. The point is that cigars are different. Lighting a cigar is way more of a process that you can get wrong. So you want to learn how to do it correctly yourself. You want to learn to light your own cigar.
Cutting the cigar, toasting the end, lighting the end correctly. It's a ritual that almost all cigar smokers enjoy. It starts the relaxation process.
If somebody doesn't know how to light their cigar, you could do it for them, but it would be better for you just to teach them how to do it, and then they'll learn that skill. The next point, ashing. Most people who are new to smoking cigars, they ash their cigars like cigarettes. People are constantly flicking. They're flicking their cigarettes as if ash is going to blow up in your face and you got to get rid of it as quick as possible. Flick it.
Maybe it's also like a nicotine thing. They're fucking, they're getting the energy.
With cigars, you do not flick the ash. It's very important to smoking a cigar correctly to leave the ash on. The ash helps insulate the cherry. And if the cherry is insulated, then you could smoke it slowly. The slower you smoke the cigar, one, the longer it'll last, but two, the flavors will be better, the whole experience, because the smoke will be cool.
And you won't have to relight the cigar.
Ash, depending on the cigar, can hold on for an inch or even more sometimes. But when you do need to ash it, it comes off quite nicely in a clump. Just lightly press it off on the side of the ashtray, falls down, no drama. If you try to bang your cigar on the side of the ashtray, one, you might bang and the ash might fly up out of the ashtray and you look like an idiot. Two, you might crack the wrapper of the cigar, compromising the smokability, and you look like an asshole. Again, be chill. That's how you do it.
Next one.
Cigars taste good, and part of the cigar experience is tasting the cigar, so it's not a big deal to get some spit on. But there are other people that are outright drooling all over the place.
They're chewing on the tip and they're slobbering all over it.
That would be one thing if it's on their cigar. It's another thing if they ask to try your cigar. Never freaking mind, man.
If you chew on the cigar too much, you could pop the cap off and then it'll unravel, for one. For two, you're gonna get all slobbery. Sometimes I have a cigar that's really good, you have a good cigar. We wanna try each other's, compare the flavors. My cigar is in pristine condition, you can try it, and then I get yours and it's all covered in spit. It's like, that's disgusting.
Another guy that's annoying.
Talking about cigars, there's always gonna be that person who thinks they know everything.
Oh, are you drinking whiskey, bro?
You should be enjoying a fine single malt scotch with that. Hey, asshole, you don't actually know what you're talking about, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna get all bent out of shape.
If you do know something about cigars, don't take the elitist tone. You're smoking a brick house. I only smoke Cubans. The elitist attitude is no fun for anybody. Sometimes we'll go to a cigar lounge, and though we've been smoking cigars for over 10 years, people still talk down to us. Here's a couple fucking kids.
We got those baby faces.
Yeah.
Eat a lot of vegetables.
Actually, that's a pretty cheap cigar. I know what a cheap cigar is. You're supposed to be trying to share the enjoyment of cigars, not push people away with your silly elitist attitude.
Another thing, in cigarette culture, it's very common to mooch a cigarette, right? Cigars are different. If you enjoy cigars, buy cigars for yourself. They're hand-rolled, aged, blended by masters. If you're gonna ask for a cigar, you need to respect the cigar. It's not a cigarette. One cigarette in a pack, comes out to what? 50 cents at the most for one? We don't smoke cigarettes. One cigarette, yeah, you could have one. But if it's a cigar, I might have paid as little as $8, as much as $20, $30, $40 for a cigar. You can't just have one, take 3 puffs, and then
that's not for me, bro.
And then your ADD millennial bullshit fucking kicks in and you run away. Whoa.
If you've never had a cigar and you want to try one, you could have a couple puffs of mine. But if you want a whole cigar, I'm going to get to know you over the next hour and a half because you should smoke all of it. The only excuse I'll take is I'm feeling a little sick. Years of aging and care and attention have been gone into it. You're not getting one for fucking nothing.
You better not run away after 2 puffs.
Am I angry?
Yeah, I know.
This hypothetical situation's got me heated.
It's actually not hypothetical. Our friend Justin, he's also a cigar aficionado. He lent me a cigar because he knew I would enjoy it and smoke the whole thing. And then some other guy was like, oh, let me try a cigar. He lit it, took maybe 3 puffs, and then he was more interested in the cutter than he was the cigar. And then he proceeded to take a full cigar and then just start cutting it into pieces.
That man is a fool.
If it was my cigar, I would have never talked to you again.
That might sound
blacklisted on
that
my
might
book.
sound extreme to some, but honestly, I know who you're talking about, but I didn't know he did something that stupid.
He was retarded.
And I hate him more now.
We get into these rants.
Also, be conscious of the smell. I believe that cigars smell. Believe is a strong word.
Believe.
I think cigars smell freaking awesome.
It's like incense.
But I'm fully aware some people don't like the smell. If I'm at somebody else's house, I'm gonna go above and beyond to make sure it's okay before I light up. Likely, I'm smoking on the patio, but I'm definitely not even gonna bring the cigar inside to maybe use the restroom. I'm not gonna walk a cigar through the house. Now, if you're in a public place, even then, you gotta be conscious of is there a family with kids there? I'm not worried that the kids are going to be in any sort of health risk, but I am aware that they might not like the smell and they might be concerned.
And if I am going to smoke around other people, I would have the common courtesy to ask their permission. Most of the time, they will say yes if they're cool people. If you're not hanging out with cool people, my next question is, why are you not hanging out with cool people?
Yeah, just get it together.
I think I need a top off.
The next thing is bands. Some people think that when you're smoking a cigar, the first thing you need to do, take off the band. You shouldn't be trying to show off what you're smoking. To this, I respond, you're just being silly.
As we speak, my cigar, I can see a small amount of glue on the wrapper. Sometimes you can't visibly see it. If I tried to take the band off, there's a high probability that it would tear some of the wrapper off. Why take the risk? Just leave the band on.
That potential hole you're putting in the cigar, that's at the very back of the cigar. You're going to be dealing with that hole and that potential loss of airflow for the entire smoke. Skip the possibility of having that problem by just leaving the band on. Also, the oils of the wrapper leaf can get on your fingers, and it can leave a smell that can linger for quite a long time on your hand. Now, if you take the cigar band off, you're going to get more of those oils on your hand. You're also going to get some of the oils from your hand onto your cigar. And I don't personally like the idea of smoking my own hand oils. Just leave the band on. I think we got all of it. If you found this video helpful in any way, well, be sure to check out our other videos. We do all kinds of travel videos, cigar informational videos, cigar reviews, and check out our podcast. Always a lot of fun. We smoke cigars, talk about whatever the hell we want. If you have something specific you want us to cover in a future video, drop us a comment. We read all of them. Peace out.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano.